確かにわずかばかりの朝食では体が持たないが。
もちろん分かってるさ。だがな、時間を置けばどんどん暗くなってくる。多分今が一番明るい。今が一番都合がいいんだ。
ローザさんたちが襲われてからまだ1時間も経ったかどうかですよ。いくらなんでも不用心です。
It was only natural that Natsuki was yelling about recklessness. Because Rudolph had said that he was going to the mansion to get food. Oh, what? So, okay. Certainly, they were being tormented by hunger as well as their fatigue. In the beginning, they were just fine, because they could fight their moderate hunger with their drowsiness. But now, it just made their minds hazy, and even though it was still only midday, their bodies felt like they were reaching their limits. Oh, come on. And just wait 5 minutes and that hunger will disappear. The thought of going to the kitchen in the mansion and bringing back some food certainly was attractive.
私は反対です。多少は辛いでしょうが、断じてここを出るべきではありません。
私たちはいい。だが子供たちにひもじい思いをさせるのは心が痛む。親として責任を負わねばなるまい。
I'm sure you're gonna give all that food to the kids.
お父様が亡くなられた今、後ろ宮家の当主はあなたです。そのような危険を冒すことは許されません。
そうね。夏日さんの言う通りよ。クラウスさんはリーダーとしてここに残るべきね。
なら誰が屋敷へ行くんだね。
俺と桐江、あと秀吉兄さんの3人で行こうと思う。俺と秀吉兄さんは銃を持ってる。そう簡単に向こうも手出しはできないはずだ。
ローザさんも銃を持っていましたが襲われました。危険ではありませんか。
ローザたちの様子を確かめに出た時、銃を持っていたが俺は一人だった。だが襲われなかった。男が相手なら向こうも慎重なのかもしれないぜ。
Who knows?
男
Wait, I
性
know.
が2人。
What the hell do I mean who knows? I know
そして
exactly what's
さらに
happening.
銃も2丁。2人には護衛役に徹してもらって、荷物は台車で私が運ぶわ。ローザさんの時とは状況が明らかに異なるはずよ。
わしを男と見込んでの話なら喜んで協力させてもらうで。こう見えても屋台を引いて鍛えた体や。力仕事は任せてえな。
男性は護衛役に徹してくれていいの。使用人室に折りたたみ式の台車があったから、それを使えば私一人でも十分に食料が運べるわ。もちろん用心はする。そしてこの冒険を一度だけ成功させれば、私たちはここを出る危険を冒す必要はないの。
なんとか考え直せませんか。皆さんに空腹を強いるのは心苦しいですが、しかし今の外は何が起こるか分かりません。
用心するで。それにエヴァはだいぶ体調が悪いんや。空腹にはできん。胃袋が空っぽじゃ飲める薬も飲めんわ。エヴァのためにもわしは出かけにはならんのや。
エヴァの具合はどうなんだね。
I wonder what's gonna go on with Ava, man. It's so mysterious.
ようやく寝入ってくれたとこや。熱も高い。しばらくそっとしたってや。
妻の体調があっては座してもいられんか。分かった。外出を許可しよ
う。じゃあ俺たちはさっくりと行ってくるぜ。スピード勝負だ。缶詰は OK だよな。缶切りクレーこっちにあるよね。
はい。缶切りと栓抜きはあります。
ゲストハウスに水道があるから飲み物は不要よね。10人分もあるんだから好き嫌いは言わせないわ。
よっしゃ、だだって走ってってさっさと持ってこようやないか。傘なんてさせてる暇あらへんで。
じゃあ兄貴、留守番を頼むぜ。
気をつけてな。本当ならば自分も行きたい。 男に生まれながらこのような急場で力を貸せぬ長男の肩書きが恨めしい。
こういう時くらいしか俺らには見せ場がないのさ。たまには譲って兄貴はのんびりしてろい。じゃあな、夏日さん、タオルの準備でもして待っててくれ。傘はささねえから濡れネズミで帰ってくるぜ。
わかりました。お気をつけて。
Rudolph, Kirie, and Hideyoshi, each leaving their own brave words behind, left the lobby. Oh shit. Compared to the time Rosa and Maria had gone outside, the winds had picked up once again. Rudolph's group of 3 people jogged through the rose garden without umbrellas, holding their guns and a folded cards. If everything had been still and quiet, without the wind and the rain, they would probably have kept their ears open and moved with caution. But in this rain, even if some suspicious person was hiding nearby, it would be difficult to notice them. Because of that, it had been Rudolph's plan to instead dash through the dangerous area. If there was a chance that their opponent was equipped with a gun, then walking slow with their guard up would only make them a target. It was probably correct to decide on swift action.
Baratea.
The beautiful rose garden. Right, you're out in the open. I mean, the fucking flowers, I mean, they're small things. They reach up to your ankles. You got no cover. Even as Rudolph and Hideyoshi continued to run, they looked around relentlessly, vigilant of their surroundings. Finger off the trigger. There it is. Finger off the trigger. Oh, Hideyoshi has it on though. Rosa and Maria's deaths had not been caused by a projectile. However, it was easy to suspect that the servants had been killed in such a manner. Will they come flying out of the dark? Or will they take careful aim and snipe from the shadows? Either way, they couldn't relax their tension for even an instant. But even so, when they reached the overhang in front of the entrance to the mansion and escaped the reach of the raindrops, they felt themselves breathing a sigh of relief.
まずは問題なしやな。両座さんの時とは違う。うかつに手は出せんやろ。
そう信じたいね。キリエ、俺たちが見張ってる間に鍵を開けてくれ。
ええ。SP が2人もついてお屋敷に帰宅だなんて、実にエグゼクティブな気分よ。
赤絨毯で召使いのお出迎えがあれば完璧や。
お出迎えか。あるかな。用心しようぜ。
As the two cautiously surveyed their surroundings, Kyrie unlocked the front door with the master key she had been given.
開いたわ。
秀吉兄さん、戦闘を頼めるか。俺は背後を警戒するぜ。
了解や。キリエさん、わしの影から出ないようにな。ほな、突入するぜ。
後方了解。援護するぜ。
男の人って何？この状況をちょっぴり楽しんでるでしょう。
Yeah, I have a feeling they are.
諦めろよ。それが男ってもんだぜ。
Look at him, he's just a little boy.
相変わらずひでえ匂いだな。
What's the saying? Men are just tall boys or something like that. The air in the mansion felt stagnant with a heavy silence. At worst, it was still thick with the stench from Ginzo's burnt corpse in the boiler room. And they were stuck with a strong desire to leave the mansion, although they were never planning to stay.
前方問題ないで。厨房まで一っ走りや。
とっとと済ませて引き上げよう。スーツが親父の匂いで訓示されちまうぜ。
And the three of them dashed towards the kitchen. Oh no. After they disappeared from the entrance hall, the new witch showed herself. Bitch, no.
誘い出されたわね。私の罠にまんまと引っかかってくれた。
playing the music for her and everything. The witch grinned. Thinking about it now, no matter how unbearable their hunger had grown, barely a few hours had passed since Rosa and Maria had been attacked and had lost their lives. In that case, why had they needed to recklessly leave the guest house? Until that question could be dealt with, the only answer was that they had been called out by the witch's magic. Yes, dude! I was actually thinking about this. I didn't say it, but I was thinking, hey, what if like she did some magical shit and made like the food in their stomachs or did something to make them hungry?
不用心なやつら。もう生きてこの屋敷から出しはしないわ。閉じよう、鍵よ、屋敷よ。
The instant she proclaimed that, no way, the entire mansion just closed, everything locked down tight. The mansion was sealed off in a separate world. What? Unless she were to dispel the barrier, no longer could anyone exit this mansion or enter it. What? Beatrice's portrait is still there though.
無限の魔女を継承してからまだ半日も経たないのに、それほどまでに魔法を使いこなされるとは。
And to think she could think of using it that way as well.
その才能に驚きます。まるであなたは生まれながらにしての魔女のようだ。
だって私、生まれた時から魔女だもの。あなたは瞬きの仕方を誰かに習うの？私が魔法を使えるのはそういうことよ。
恐ろしいお方だ。
The witch's face twisted with brutality. She was beside herself with excitement at being able to toy with lives again.
さてさて。
Evil little bitch. Look at her. Yup. She has such a funny laugh.
まずはルドルフとキリエなわけだけど、どんな残酷な
ルドルフ
殺し方をしてやろうかしら。
失礼なが
At least
ら
not Kyrie.
先代様より不必要な残酷なる殺害は控えるようご指示を賜っております。
Uh-oh.
そして
I bet you she's gonna disregard that.
第四のは生贄の捧げ方に作法がございます。それには煉獄の7姉妹の力を借りねばなりません。
あら、そうだったの？そういえばそうだったわね。好き勝手に遊べるのはさっきの第2の晩までなのね。つまんないわ。
That's boring.
またローザの時みたいに思い切り遊べると思ったのに。でもそれは最後の殺し方という意味でしょ？
と申しますと、
私が何度どれほどの殺し方をしようとも生き返らせて最後に非分の殺し方に沿えばいいわけでしょ。つまり私がどう遊ぼうと結局は問題ないってことになるわ。こんなに面白い力誰がおとなしくなんかするもんか。
Her wild logic was, for an endless witch, an extremely valid argument. The sacrifices for the fourth twilight and onward had prescribed protocols for the method of killing, represented by things like gouge the head. However, that referred to the way they died in the end. Right. In other words, in the process leading up to that, she was free to tease and kill them however she wanted. She just had to keep on reviving them and follow the rules only when she killed them the final time. Even when Renov glimpsed some talent as a witch in her innocent cruelty, he was beginning to notice a naturally brutal side of her.
魔女は見習いが最も残忍と申しますが、本当のようですね。ご随意にと申し上げたいところですが、ここはやはり自重なさった方が賢明でしょう。彼らは銃を持っています。銃のような反魔法力の高い武器は魔女や悪魔の天敵です。
Really? That didn't seem to do shit to fucking Beatrice. I think it was episode 1. The witch stared blankly at this demon butler, who was unexpectedly afraid of guns.
話が違うわ。魔女は弾丸なんか追いかけられてもへっちゃらじゃないのかしら。
いいえ、普通の人間と全く同じように致命 象となります。その弱点を蹴取らせないために、多くの魔女は厳重に防御結界や家具の守備によって身辺を固めるのです。
私にその防御結界というのはあるの？
銃弾をも無効にする結界の構築には十分な準備と儀式が必要です。残念ながら今のベアトリーチェ様にはございません。また銃弾を防げるほどの家具の召喚も現在はその準備がありません。
これほどの魔力を持つ大魔女になりながら、それでもやはり鉛玉に怯えなければならないのね。不愉快だけど仕方がないわ。となれば家具を呼び出して私の手足とすればいいわけね。
はい、危険に身をさらさず家具に全てを任すのもまた魔女の優雅なるたしなみでございます。ここは家
The
具に任せ、
subordinates.
ベアトリーチェ様は安全なところへお隠れを。
Right, the seven sisters of purgatory.
煉獄の七姉妹？誰でもいいわ。適当に二人。
Leviathan and Blefgor. Belfagor. Leviathan and Belfagor responded to that call.
嫉妬のレビアタン、ここに。
平のベルフェゴール、ここに。
あんたたちの力を見せてもらうわ。標的ワルドルフとキリエ。秀吉はダメよ。さあ、あなたたちがどれだけ残酷な家具なのか、私に見せてみて。
恐れながら先代様より不要なる残酷行為は控えるようご命令を賜っております。
でも先代様のご命令の範囲内でいたぶることはできると思います。それでもよろしいですか？はっ、わかった。それで妥協するわ。簡単に殺してはダメよ。徹底的に追い詰めて死の恐怖を味わわせてから殺すのよ。
She wants to scare the shit out of them
それで
first.
いいのかしら、ロノウェ？
はい、程度をお考えいただければ問題ないかと思います。
ならお行きなさい。はい、お任せを。
相手は銃で武装しています。あなたたちほどのものならばかわすことはたやすいでしょうが、もしも当たれば致命傷です。
I did not know
くれぐれも
this.
用心。
ご心配なく。
So guns
その
really
よう
are
な
that
無様は
powerful?
さらしません。
Wow. The two sisters of purgatory vanished. After bowing, Renove also disappeared.
殺し方にまでルールがね。なんで私が先代様に気兼ねしなくちゃならないの？窮屈でつまらない。
As the witch looked up at the portrait of the predecessor Beatrice hanging in the hall, she cursed. The three had already arrived at the kitchen and were gathering food supplies. Thinking of the possibility that poison had been mixed in, they gave up on the alluring fruits and vegetables and gathered a whole cardboard box full of only the safe canned foods. It was very heavy, but by piling it on the cart, they could carry it well enough. With all of that, there would be plenty for 10 people to hold out until tomorrow's breakfast. That would be enough while they waited for the boat. The two men were supposed to be devoted to guard duty, but the weight of the load was tough on Kirie even with the carts. Hideyoshi, who professed himself strong, switched to being the cart pusher, and Rudolph and his wife took up the task of guard duty.
これだけあればジョージたちも満腹やろ。帰るまでが遠足や。行くで。
When Hideyoshi vigorously proclaimed their departure, Kirie frowned, looking as though she was gazing into the distance. There was a wall in that direction. No, if her gaze could go through that, the hall was beyond it.
どうしたキリエ。
チリチリするの。
Something is up with Kiria. She senses something. She's so smart. Is she a witch?
嫌な予感がするわ。
She's the only one with a belt on her shoulder. Arm. Kiria stopped, narrowing her eyes even further.
女の勘か。
In times like this, Kiria's intuition surpassed reason. Rudolph trusted that intuition.
多分私たちは待ち伏せされてる。
Oh my god, how does she know? I fucking love
さ
her!
っきまではその気配はなかったの。でもたった今感じたわ。
She feels the malice. She feels the killing
た
intent.
った今私たちは待ち伏せられた。
なら来た道を戻る義理はねえな。そこに勝手口があるじゃねえか。
Yeah, right
そ
behind
っちか
him.
ら出よう。
Right here. I can't really move my mouse, but Rudolph made to unlock the back door. When things were carried into the kitchen, they never passed through the part of the mansion that the family came and went from. So outside the back door, there was probably a slope for transporting things. Surely they would be able to leave through there with the carts. No. All lacks are done. What if they smash a window? Or are they indestructible?
くそ、どうなってんだ。
開かないの？
ああ、壊れてんのかな。びくともしねえぜ。
Rudolph tried various things, using force, then coaxing. How do you coax a door? But the lock was as hard as stone and didn't even budge. Okay.
無理せんと玄関から出ようや。もたもた時間を潰す方が今は惜しいで。
これが罠だってのか。
わからない。用心して。
With strained expressions, the three of them returned to the hall again and headed for the entrance. Oh shit.
誰だ。
The instant they exited into the hall, Rudolph noticed a suspicious shadow right in front of them and yelled. That instant, a storm of gold leaf started blowing and the gold butterflies dyed the area in a golden color. Dude, this song.
信じられん。人間ごときが我らの待ち伏せを予見したか。
私のせいじゃないわよ。
Right, and it's a woman.
気配は消してたもん。
躊躇しないで。撃って。
Oh shit, are they gonna hit him? Two gunshots spouted fire. Ah, bitch! The lead bullets blasted through the pair's magic defense as easily as though it were wet paper wall. But the two who should have been there had disappeared. Certainly, guns were very frightening objects for them. But there was no need to fear as long as they weren't hits. They at least had enough speed to dodge those. To dodge gunfire!
名乗りも上げさせないつもり？これだから人間は嫌なのよ。
Well, you're gonna kill him? Leviathan protest, popping her head out from behind a pillar in the shadow of the staircase, a full 10 meters from where she had supposedly been.
ベアトリーチェ様のご命令により貴様らを撃つ。時間をかけてほふれとのご命令だ。抵抗は自由。されど無駄と知れ。
That voice came from overhead. Blefgor. Yeah, Blefgor, who could be seen on top of the hall chandelier. Elegantly looking down upon them, she proclaimed their execution with a cruel smile.
なんなんやこの姉ちゃんたち
They're
は。
gonna freak the fuck out. This is gonna make absolutely no sense to them.
相手は2人よ。3回すれば全員を追うことはできないわ。
All three of them were well acquainted with the inside of the mansion. They had already made plans to run off in separate directions, and in case of a crisis, returning to the guest house by breaking windows or leaving through a back door. Fighting was forbidden. As long as they could get away.
36系逃げるが勝ちだぜ。
The three of them escaped into the depths of the mansion at full tilt. The two furniture calmly watched them go. Wow, what is gonna happen? I'm fucking
私は
interested
女
in
の
this.
方をやるわ。あんたは男。
了解した。
My girl Kiria, she's got to come up with something. She has to. The two pieces of furniture in the shadow of the pillar and on the chandelier burst apart their human-like forms. And leaving behind only the sound of hopping beetles colliding with the walls, they pursued their respective targets. Their speed was overwhelming, and they easily blocked the other's path of retreat. No.
家具のお手並み拝見させてもらうわ。楽しませてくれるといいのだけど。
ベアトリーチェ様、緑に姿を現されない方がよろしいかと。
キングは緑に中央を動かないものよ。それが王者の魔女の貫禄よ。
So now she's making up quotes for herself. Just like the others. In front of Rudolph, who had boldly tried to escape to the second floor, Belefgor was already standing in the way. Is he trying to go to Kinzo's fucking room?
抵抗もそして闘争も無駄だ。お前は何も考えなくていい。ただ目を閉じているだけでいい。私がすべて優しく終わらせてやる。
Dude, what is he gonna think?
あんたいい嫁さんになれるな。疲れて帰ってくる旦那はそういうの喜ぶぜ。
この後に及んで不埒な話をする余裕があると。良き獲物、ベアトリーチェ様、感謝します。
Shoot the fucking window! Jump out, Rudolph! Rudolph fired first. But even before that bullet could hit her, Belefgor had already moved behind Rudolph's back. There she stood, her arm raised above her, a purple trail extending from it. Is he not gonna freak out? Oh my god! However, even before that arm could decapitate Rudolph, unbelievably, Rudolph had swung his gun behind him! What the fuck? The barrel pointed behind his back, from the same motion with which he had reloaded the sawed-off gun one-handed. It was pointing right at Belefgor's chest. Tack, clunk. And it was the sound of the ejected empty cartridge finally hitting the wall after the reload. In other words, it meant that the next shot was already fully loaded. Without turning around, his gun pointing right at Belefgor's chest, Rudolph grins.
やるな。
Dude, to think he had that much reaction.
執念男の分際で。
西部劇世代をなめるんじゃねえぜ。ガキどもにエヴァアクションの渋みは語らせねえ。
Right! She dodged that shit, didn't she? Just like Rudolph, Kiria was also confronting a demon stake in the first floor corner. What is my girl gonna do?
夫と一緒に逃げればよかったのに、さっきのは根性の別れになったわよ。
大丈夫よ。うちの人、こういうのとても得意なの。
Oh shit!
すぐに白馬で迎えに来てくれる
Please live.
私が
A
困っ
white
た時
horse.
彼が助けに来て
Just
く
like
れな
fucking
かった
Battle
ことは
said.
ないんだから。アスムさんがいた頃であってもね。
When Asumu-san.
本当に仲のいい夫婦ね。嫉妬するわ。私は嫉妬のレビアタン。嫉妬こそ我が力、我が怒り、我が源泉。
Oh fuck! Is that just gonna make her stronger then?
嫉妬は女の力の原点だ。それが力だというなら、あなたごときお嬢ちゃんになんか負けないんだから。
嫉妬を司る私によくも言えたわね。お前たち夫婦再会などさせるものか。
Who governs envy? No, my girl, please come up with some bullshit. What if she had like some magical shit in her, please? A tragic farewell. No, she's died enough. The arm Leviathan swung trailed purple. It was a magic blade that cut by the power of malice. Oh shit, dark, nasty hatred, bitch. Oh shit. Yes, Kiria guarded herself against that with her gun. Even though the magic blade should have been able to cut through the metal like butter, the gun, with its extremely high magic resistance, was able to block the blade as easily as if it were a rolled up newspaper. Do they even know about that? Rapidly, 2 times, 3 times. It blocked all of them. Is she blocking that? She's using it like as a fucking bar? Two-handing it? And without missing the opening created when that purple trail took a long swing upward, Kiria kicked Leviathan in the stomach with her heel! Oh, shit. Was it a fucking spinning fucking hook kick? Almost like she was a lightly dancing feather. Leviathan was knocked away. The force of a full-grown fucking woman hit her in the gut before the demon's stake feet touched the ground again. Shots. Kiria had already perfectly captured Leviathan, who was in midair down the barrel of the gun. From midair, the 2 women, who had spoken to each other of envious power, met each other's gaze. Oh, is that a question?
私、夫のいないところでは残酷よ。
Oh my god. Can I love her even more? You don't fuck with her, bitch. You don't fuck with her. Rudolph tumbled down the staircase. He had been gradually chased down by Blefgor and had been pushed back into the original hall.
先代様の家具もなかなかやるわね。派手さに欠けるけど。
ベアトリーチ様、まだ終わっていません。姿を現されたら危険です。
まさか姉貴なのか。
Holy shit, what is he gonna think? I was gonna think, wait, they probably won't recognize her.
それはかつて私の名だった。でも今は違うわよ、ルドルフ。
Dude, this was actually the worst. If they fucking escape.
言わなくても分かっています。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェだっていう。
どうしてわかったの？
ローザが殺された時から想像はついてたさ。
Wow.
ローザ、許しな。お前の地獄にお前の大嫌いな姉を送っちまうことをよ。
ベアトリッチ様、危ない！
Rudolph pointed the unforgiving barrel of his gun at the witch who claimed to have been one of his sister. Who have once been whatever the fuck, you understand it. But Blefgor could not permit that and savagely attacked. Shoot 3 fucking bullets! She sprung at him, vanished, and got behind him. If he dodged that attack, she got behind him again. She vanished over and over, each time teleporting into Rudolph's blind spot. It was almost like she was a fairy. As she blinked in and out of vision, Blefgor insistently drove towards Rudolph.
これはこれで楽しいかもしれない。
Dude, I never expected them to get this far.
ルドルフ、あんたの検討がどこまで続くかゆっくり見物させてもらうわ。
Then a dull tearing sound and Rudolph's cry of anguish intermingled. Rudolph had finally reacted too slow in his dance with a purple trail which pressed upon him, and he had let it lightly cut him on his side. Dude, this is insane. He can fucking react to that? A single wound delayed a single one of his actions. That caused a new wound, which delayed him from acting again. And snowball effect. That one thing. Blefgor's dance began to swallow Rudolph whole. Watching Rudolph's body gradually get carved up, his former sister let out a shrill laugh. Rudolph doesn't know. Leviathan could no longer hide her irritation that Kiria was absolutely refusing to allow her to deliver a fatal wound.
私は本当に愚鈍なんだ。7姉妹の中でいつも一番成長が遅かったの。いつも私が遅くて弱く間抜けだったの。 その劣等感が嫉妬となり、それを力として変換した時、私は姉妹の誰にも負けない力を得たのよ。
少女時代の程よい劣等感が大事よ。女に化粧と努力を教えてくれるわ。
人間ごときにその力の限りを尽くすのは気に入らないけれど、夫に全幅の信頼を寄せるあなたへの嫉妬を私は力に変える。気に入らないのよ。なんで命のやり取りをしてるのよ、あんた。
どうしてかしらね。
分かってるのよ。必ず夫が助けに来てくれて、自分を助けてくれる。
Is that
信
it?
じきってるのよ。
That's very
す
cute.
ごいじゃない、その信頼。嫉妬に値するわ。
What kind of trust do we sisters have in each other? We sisters are always looking down on each other, trying to thoroughly lambast each other and turn things from bad to worse.
いつも姉妹たちにいじめられてきたわ。誰か一人だけでも味方になってほしいとずっと思ってたわ。だからその一人だけの味方がいて、全幅の信頼を寄せることができるわね。私は最上の嫉妬を感じるの。その夫を信じきった余裕ある表情、嫉妬が力を与えてくれるのを感じるわ。これは超えちゃうかもね。音速。
Speed of sound, that's how fast they are? Leviathan turned herself into a snake, and the speed of her flight as she attacked was proportional to the strength of her envy.
姉妹たちに見下されたあの日、私は成長の早い他の6人を心の底から嫉妬した。7日7番をかけて嫉妬したわ。その末に得た私の力と速度を見るがいい。死ねー、後ろ宮キリエ。
That ending sound, man, that shit always makes me think that's the end. The demon snake exposed her true form, leaping about at a terrible speed. The noise from her colliding with and bouncing off the walls sounded like a machine gun. By now, Kiria probably couldn't tell whether it was a single snake or a swarm of beetles flying and bouncing around. Leviathan was certain of a greater than 100% chance of victory from the bottom of her heart. Then, Kiria spoke with an unbelievably calm voice.
ルドルフさんと最初から付き合っていたのは私だったのよ。アスムさんが白々しく間に入り込んできて、ちゃっかりと解任したのよ。ルドルフさんは悪くないわ。あの女が体を武器にして立ち回ってルドルフさんに婚約せざるを得ないよう追い詰めたのよ。
What? So that's how Battler was born? No way.
アスムさんはバトラ君を身ごもって
No fucking way, my boy Battler!
そして同じ頃、私もまた男の子を身ごもってた。運命的なことに、私たちの出産日は共に同じ日だった。
What are they gonna fucking say right now?
そしてアスムさんはバトラ君を出産したわ。だけれど、私はダメだった。思ったことがあるわ。もしダメだったのがアスムさんで、出産したのが私だったなら、ルドルフさんの婚約を解消して、私と結婚してくれたかしら。でも私は子供を産めなかった。だからアスムさんが死ぬまで、そしてエンジェを解任するまで、私はアスムさんを呪ったわ。嫉妬したわ。
Until I got pregnant with Anji? Wait, what? Wait a minute, wait. Okay, broken off is it? Okay, but I couldn't give birth. So until Asumu died, and until I got pregnant with Anji.
アスムさんなんか死んでしまえ、そして私と再婚してほしいってずっとずっと嫉妬して呪って、そしてやっとアスムさんが死んだ。私は確信したわ。私には魔法の力があって、それが呪いとなってアスムさんを殺したんだって確信したわ。でも私の嫉妬の炎は収まらない。内緒よ。バトラ君を見るたびにね、あの女を思い出しちゃう。
No, I was gonna say, what does she feel when he sees him?
そしてバトラ君を見るたびにね、もし私の子が生まれていたら同じ年だっただろうなって思ってしまう。
Oh my God, Battler. I feel bad for both of them. I feel bad for Battler, and I feel bad for Kyrie a lot too. Oh no, poor Kyrie.
「私は今でも彼女を嫉妬し苛まれてる。今もこれからも未来永劫にね。7日7番姉妹を嫉妬したですって。
そうよ。
笑わせるなよ小娘が。てめえに男を取られて18年間嫉妬し続ける女の狂気がわかるかよ。
If Leviathan's power had 24 hours for 7 days or 168 hours worth of speed, then the power that Kyrie had accumulated was 24 hours in 1 day, 365 days, and 1 year for a whole 18 years. Even without counting leap years, it was 157,680 hours. Compared to Leviathan's power and speed, it was more than 938 times greater. So then, even if Leviathan was soaring at the speed of sound, 1,225 kilometers an hour, to Kyrie's eyes, it only looked like 1/938 of that. So then, 1,225 divided by 938 is a speed of 1.30 kilometers an hour. They say that a human's walking speed is 4 kilometers an hour, so it was even less than half of that. Almost the same speed as a baby crawling on the floor. So then. That's my fucking girl. Oh my God, in unit time slowed so much she could count all the bits of dust floating through the air. Kyrie looked at the demon stake with pity. She pitied the slowness at which it came towards her. Magical! And she lazily raised the barrel of the gun, the barrel of her gun, almost as though she was trying to swallow the demon stake up with the gun barrel.
恋も嫉妬もあなた全然足りないの。出直してらっしゃいお嬢ちゃん。
Oh my God, could she be any fucking cooler? Can she be any fucking cooler, man? Fucking for real.
池作りは魚が跳ねてるうちがいいわ。死んだら面白みも何もない。もう十分よ。殺しちゃえば。
What if she's the one that's gonna save him?
そこまで刻まれてよくぞここまで耐えた。もう十分だ。あとは何も考えなくてよい。痛みなく生を奪い去ってやる。
待ってくれ。頼みがある。最後にあれがやってみて。
あれとは何か。
西部劇名物のあれだよ。背中を向け合ってから3歩歩いてズドンってやつ。
Is he talking about that?
よかろう。それにて根性の未練が尽きるのだが受けて
Rudolph raised his wound-covered body and turned his back to her. Blefgor responded and faced her back to his. Blefgor had a sense of integrity that was uncommon in a witch's furniture.
言っておく。たとえ私の眉間に銃口を突きつけたとしても、私はお前が引き金を引き、私の頭蓋骨に弾丸が至るよりも早く瞬間移動することができる。
そいつはもう骨身に死んでるぜ。
Oh shit, look at them having a
お前は銃弾
standoff.
より早い。
それを知りつつ決闘を挑む
Is
お
this-
前の
okay,
度
now
胸
I'm
の
just
敬意を
realizing this.
表し付き合うのだ。
Dude, this is like they're not freaking out. Is one thing I'm noticing. They're not completely shitting themselves at seeing a fucking person teleporting, doing all this crazy shit.
感謝せよ。
お前は律儀なやつだね。いい女だ。
I mean, they don't have time to fucking digest it, I guess. They just gotta react.
惚れそうだぜ。
始めるぞ。3歩で良いのだな。まずは
そして2
3歩だ。これでいいのか。
歩。そして3歩も歩いてまだ気づかねえな。俺の勝ちだ。お嬢ちゃん。
何？
Shit, don't tell me he's aiming at fucking Beatrice. Rudolph turned around and fired off a bullet. Of course, Blefgor could easily see through the speed and trajectory of a bullet like that. It should have been no problem at all to dodge it. But a spray of fresh blood flew about. Blefgor had set up an adequate magical defense barrier. But before an incarnation of anti-magic powers such as that bullet, it was completely meaningless.
何やってんのよ。何当たっちゃってんの？
The bullet had hit Blefgor right in the chest. The pain from the lead caused her to grimace, as did the pain from the denial of magic.
許せ。俺は卑怯な男だ。
興ざめだわ。魔女の家具ともあろうものが人間に破れるなんて。恥を知りなさいよ。情けない、みっともない。勝手に這いつくばって死んじゃえば。
やめな、兄貴。こいつはかわせてんだ。だがかわさなかった。車線上に姉貴がいることに気づいたのさ。だから律儀なこいつはかわさずに受けて姉貴をかばった。大手飛車取りに最後に気づいた。
見事。
悪く思う。お前が3歩歩く間にそれに気づけたら俺は勝った。
Damn, dude, quick thinker.
手心だったか。考えようともしなかった。
See, man, holy shit. Yo, she was so sure of her victory, just like the fucking rabbit and the tortoise or whatever the fuck.
私ダメだ。
That she didn't take a chance to think. Or take a whatever.
お前はいい女だってさ。先に天国で化粧してもきっと口説きに行く。
Look at him being all flirtatious. Oh, what the fuck's happening? Did that barrier across the entire mansion disappear? As Blefgor slowly fell over, she lost even the power that kept her in a human form, and she turned as fine as gold dust and melted into thin air. At that point, Kyrie dashed in. It seemed that she had defeated her pursuer with her own hands. As she pointed the barrel of her gun straight at the witch, she ran up to the wound-covered Rudolph.
大丈夫？今誰か口説いてなかった？
ああ、いい女だったぜ。もちろんお前の次程度にさ。悪 悪い。
Oh
チェ
shit!
ックメイト。
Yo, I love these two. The two of them pinned the witch down the barrel of their guns.
情けない家具たちね。人間相手に遅れを取るなんて情けないくだらないつまらない。
Oh, it's only bored because you didn't win,
ベアトリー
bitch.
チェ様、ここは引くべきです。銃弾を防ぐ結界のカーブ、ここに。
The witch began to let out a muffled laugh. It surprised not only Rudolph and Kyrie, but Renov as well, because a situation like this, with two guns pointed at her, was not the one that could just be laughed off, even by a witch. But the witch laughed with pleasure.
そりゃあ先代様の使い古しの家具じゃ無理で当然ね。私には私にふさわしい新しい家具じゃないとダメよ。私義理で使ったけど、もともとお古は嫌いなの。
As she said that, she looked down at Blefgor's remains, which had turned completely into a pile of gold dust, with disgust.
何の話をしてるかわからねえぜ。おとなしく両手を上げやがれってんだ。
Then, the witch obediently raised her hands. But instead of raising her hands because a gun was being pointed at her, it looked more like she was a conductor facing an orchestra, waving her conductor's baton. Right, that
さ
staff!
あさあおいでなさい。私にふさわしき家具たち。あんな安っぽい家具じゃなくて、もっともっと強力な残酷な
妙な真似はやめて。引き金を引くわ。
Just do it, girl! Do it! Pull the trigger, both of you. In response to the witch's call, the hall was once again buried in the color of gold. It was a wild dance of brilliantly radiant gold butterflies, and it felt as though they had been swallowed up by an ocean of gold leaf. Renov was left shocked at that upsurge and magic power. That was because it far surpassed even that of his former master. As their eyes were dazzled amidst the golden brilliance, a gunshot could be heard. Either Rudolph or Kyrie had fired a round. And after the gold's glow had subsided, there was the witch, looking at least cool and composed. The bullets? Kyrie had definitely fired it into her, but it was not embedded anywhere in the witch's body. There it was. The bullet was fastened in midair, right in front of the witch's chest.
防弾結界。
A barrier which took even her predecessor a significant amount of preparation. In an instant, Renault's face was by now twisted in shock. And the surprise did not stop there. The group of gold butterflies created two humanoid forms. What? It was a furniture summoning. Who the fuck? I swear I do remember seeing them on Steam. Oh wait, the butterflies peeled off and flew away, and beneath them, furniture in the shape of girls showed themselves. They both have the British flag, don't they?
先代様でもおいそれと呼び出せなかったペンドラゴンの記念兵をいともたやすく。
シエスタ410、ここに。シエスタ45、ここに。私にふさわしい家具なんでしょうね、あんたたちは。絵本の朗読から同伴デートに隕石撃墜まで。幅広くお答えしますよ。にひひ。お答えしないと竜王様に怒られます。何卒ご命令を、大ベアトリーチェ卿。
I don't know why, but the outfits keep getting crazier and more different than the last. It's shocking me.
ルドルフさん、逃げましょう。こいつらはダメだわ。
おう。
Thanks to the same feeling that had alerted her to the ambush by the seven sisters of purgatory, Kiria clearly heard warning sirens go off in her head, almost resembling screams. Without hesitation, they ran. As the witch elegantly watched them leave, she ordered her new
命
furniture.
令よ。逃げた二人を殺して、そして死体をここへ持ち帰りなさい。そしたら生き返らせて何度も遊ぶのよ。
Such a weird laugh. The witch's expression twisted it with an evil smile. Even though she feared that expression, Lucifer appeared and spoke.
恐れながら先代様よりそのような残酷行為は慎むようにと。
When the witch stared at her with those terrifying eyes, Lucifer was struck dumb. She was unsatisfied. She was bored of not being able to let her own power and her own cruelty run wild. Irritated by her predecessor's furniture telling her to act with restraint, her discontent was at its peak.
傲慢のルシファーちゃんじゃない。お久しぶりに元気？また今度一緒に遊びましょうね。410死後はダメです。怒られます。
Don't, there's something so weird about them. Don't they look so out of place?
ダイベアトリーチェ教のご命令を迅速に遂行を。お仕事の時間だね。410了解。追撃狙撃戦準備。
What does that shit say?
射撃用データ収集。410へデータリンク。410データ受領。標的を捕捉。地形誤差修正。射撃曲線形成。制御点補正完了。45へデータリンク。
What are they talking about?
危険区域確認。あ、そこはダメです。後ろ邪魔だよルシファーちゃん。バックファイアで焼けるよ。
The Chester, the Chiester, the Chiester sisters, through their mutual measurements, were able to instantly calculate the terrain inside the mansion and the coordinates of their targets, as well as a firing curve to reach them. Yeah, alright? Yes, their shots could be guided to draw a curved line. No one would be able to escape it. The precision homing ability of the Seven Sisters of Purgatory was nothing more than a cheap version of the ability these two held.
45射撃準備完了。弾種選定装填。
The two of them faced each other, and as though they were both pulling back a bowstring together. There, a dazzling golden arrow was ready.
410射撃。
After they proclaimed that they were firing together, they released a single arrow. What the fuck is that? As the curve taken by the gold sparkling snake of light drew a trail, it headed in the direction of Rudolph and Kyrie and had run in a rapid pursuit. It turned through the corridors, crawled over the floor, chasing them as it drew a beautiful curve. No one could block the Chiester, dude, they said their names, but I don't want to say it wrong. The Chiester sisters' homing projectiles. No one could escape them, and their strength could pierce all physical and magical defenses. It was an all too merciless guided weapon of certain death. However, among mythical class soldiers, it was a weapon used by pretty much everyone. It was very commonplace for them, and very extraordinary for those of the everyday world. Really? When he noticed something rapidly chasing them and turned around, Rudolph was shot straight through the location of his heart by the gold snake. It all happened in an instant. After the gold snake ran through Rudolph, it swooped down to the floor, drawing a beautiful spiral, coiled itself around Kiria's legs, and crawled up to her chest. Just like Rudolph, it shot straight through the location of her heart. And all of that too happened in an instant. It impaled Rudolph and it impaled Kyrie. So they died at almost the same time, dropped to their knees at the same time, and fell over at the same time. Dude, how powerful are these two bitches? Those two could just never escape death. The most shunned action to take for someone born a human is the murder of another human. It's only natural for a human to not understand how pleasurable it is to break this taboo. But she was no longer human. She was a witch. And there were some pleasures that only witches could understand. By now, she had tasted those pleasures and was totally immersed in them. After learning that the contents of the forbidden pot were honey, she could no longer live without it. No, maybe the contents were honey because they were forbidden. In any case, the act of killing humans gruesomely and doing it over and over was by now giving her a drug-like pleasure. Didn't I say something like that? As the witch rolled over laughing, the gold snake, which had just been fired, returned as though being hauled back in. The two were stitched at the tip and being dragged along. What the hell? Stitched at the tip, almost like how you fucking reel a fish in. The witch's orders had been carried out. Rudolph and Kyrie had been killed instantly, and their bodies had been carried back.
シエスタ45、410、命令遂行を完了しました。大ベアトリーチェ卿の次の命令を待ちます。どうかご命令を。赤ん坊のおもりからネトゲのお相手。スペースシャトル撃墜まで何でもお答えしますよ。にひひ。こいつらは第4の番と第5の番の生贄らしいの。だから最後には役立たずの7姉妹。ああ、もう5姉妹か。こいつらを額と胸に刺してえぐらなくちゃならない。でも、それを最後にすればいいんであって、それまでを私がどう遊ぼうと勝手よね。
待て待て待て待てい！そなたはわらわの言っていたことをもう忘れたのか？
おや、これは先代様。何か文句でもおありですか？
Now that I'm looking at Beatrice, I just thought about something. Each generation is more powerful than the last.
あるに決まっておろうが、そなたはやりたい放題ではないか。なぜにわらわの言いつけが聞けぬのか。
やりたい放題で何の問題があるのですか、先代様。それに私は儀式のルールを逸脱しようなんて気持ちはこれっぽっちもありません。ちゃんとこの2人の死体は後できれいにして額と胸に杭を打ち込んでおきますから。
そういう問題ではないというに。あまりに品がなかったり残酷だったりするとだな。気を悪くする者もおるかもしれぬし。
先代様がどこかで戦っているとかいうゲームの相手ですか？どの目に聞きました？
おしゃべりめ。まあ、正直に言うとそういうわけだ。
So, I'm gonna be honest. Beatrice, she doesn't seem that scary. She doesn't seem threatening, scary. She seems so more... She's much more timid. She doesn't seem... Like, I'm not scared of her anymore. I don't know... I remember when I was so scared shitless of her. When she was the scariest thing ever. Episode 1, 2, obviously now 3. Something...
ちょっと目に余ると、その、
She's so... Oh my
先
god,
代
okay.
様にわざわざ伝言などさせず、直接講義にいらっしゃればいいのに。臆病な方です。
こことは、その、異なる世界の住人だからの、わらわを返さねばならぬのだ。
Her voice too, everything is different.
まあ、とにかくだな。
ということは、その方は私に何か干渉したくてもできない。そして私も干渉したくてもできない。それくらいに遠い世界の無縁な方との認識でよろしいですか？
うん。例えるなら、とても近い2本の平行線の世界とでも言おうか。
Okay, good. Wait. Okay, you can say these worlds are like two very close parallel
とても身
lines.
近な世界なのだが、平行線ゆえに2本の線が交わることは決してない。そんな世界と、とりあえずは認識してくれればよい。
交わらない。ということは、私とは関係ない世界のこと、ということです。もしその方の代弁で私に自重しろとおっしゃられてるのでしたら、その方に交互伝言をお願いしま
Oh
す。
shit, what is she gonna say?
あやつにか？なんと伝える？
Go fuck
余
herself.
計なお世話だよ、消えろよ、ババア。へそでも噛んで死んじゃえば。
I fucking knew it.
失礼しました。先代のお友達でしょうから、多分女性だろうと想像しただけです。ババアと言っても、決して先代様のことではありませんから、どうかご容赦ください。
This bitch is drunk on power, I'm telling you! When she spoke, the witch was looking straight into Beato's eyes. Anyone in that place would be able to figure out just by looking.
先代様、とても不思議に思うことがあります。どうして先代様は、その別世界の方とゲームをして、魔女だと認めてもらわなければならないのですか？
それはだな。すべての人間に魔女の存在を認めさせることが、完全なる支配につながるからである。
Okay, dude, isn't this what I was fucking wondering, right? I'm gonna get my answer? Or question answered. Okay, making all humans accept it, okay?
一人頑固者がおったな。どうあってもわらわを魔女とは認めんのだ。
Perfect control.
どうしてその人間の認可が必要なのですか？魔女が魔女であり、魔法を振るうことに、どうして人間に認められる必要があるのですか？
だからな、前にも話した通り、魔法というのは、
私は魔女です。別に誰の認可がなくとも魔法が使えますが。
この世界ではな。しかしだな、それをあやつが認めない以上は、なんと説明すればよいのか。
説明いりません。だって、決して交わることのない別世界の話じゃありませんか。それはつまり、ない世界も同じということです。別世界でゲームで戦っていると、先代様が妄想を語っていることと何にも変わりません。重ねて言います。私と関係ない話です。そして、私はもう魔女です。先代様は、どうやらその何者かに認めてもらえないと魔女になれないようですが、私は違います。誰に認められずとも、もう立派な魔女です。先代ということで、あなたに形式的な敬意は捧げますが、それは私の行為であって義務ではありません。もう私はあなたに助言など求めていないし、これからどうすればいいか、どう遊べばいいか、はっきり分かってます。 から13人殺しの儀式までは、あなたへの最後の敬意だと割り切って行います。しかしそのやり方や、その後のことについては、あなたに口出しされる言われは全くありません。
Damn, chewing Beatrice out. Or Beato.
よろしくお願いします。
At a glance, those words seemed obedient, but they contained within them a clear parting of ways. They were saying as clear as could be. I have no more reason to rely on you, so don't get in the way of my fun. Beato understood that, and was dejected, realizing that no matter how she explained it, she wouldn't be able to make the witch understand.
そうか。ならばわらわはもう知らぬぞ。魔法は敬いの気持ちなくして存在できぬことを身をもって知るがいい。
あなたがこれまでに縦横無尽に暴れてきたそれが、どう敬いがあったのか教えてほしいものです。
After hearing that, Beato could not respond, because she remembered hearing exactly the same thing from her master. Ah, so it keeps
シエ
happening.
スタの姉妹？先代がお帰りよ。お見送りを。
History repeats. History repeats!
どうぞこの場はお引き取りを。でないと私たちが叱られます。
Throughout her body, Beato felt something invisible in the Chester sisters' eyes, which could only be described as an oppressive feeling. Most likely, they were initiating firing calculations. It was an action much like taking out a gun and cocking it. Even Beato could not escape from the Chester sisters' attacks without any preparation. In the past, she had placed her greatest trust in them, so she knew down to her very soul how terrifying they were.
先代様、お引き取りを。これ以上、ベアトリーチェ様のご機嫌を損ねられるのは
先代様。
Wow, dude.
わかった。
Wow, Beatrice fucking reduced to
わら
this?
わはこれにて
I
退場。
never thought I was gonna see the day this early.
そなたがどのような顛末をたどるか、ゆっくり鑑賞させてもらおうぞ。
She has nothing. She almost reminds me of like a rich person who hasn't faced like the hardships, so they act a little, in some funny ways. That was as close as you could get to a loser's last retort. Right. So after Beato hid herself, the witch and her furniture fell over laughing. Them as well.
まあわかる。無限の力は楽しい。有限の極みである命を自在にもてあそぶ快楽は味わったことのない者には説明できぬ。その快楽に取りつかれる気持ちわかろうと思う。
さぞや楽しかったでしょうね。かつてのあなたのはしゃぎぶりを見る限り。
あれがかつて何度も諭そうとしたお師匠様、それに耳を重ねわらわの姿だ。
なぜあの子の行為を咎める気になったのですか？
それは
あなたにはあの子と大きな違いが一つあります。あの子はすでに魔女かもしれない。もちろんあなたも魔女です。ゲーム版の上の世界では。しかしゲーム版の外の世界で魔女だと認められるには、ゲームの対戦者であるバトラ君に認めてもらわなくてはならない。あなたはそれを理解してゲームを始めたはずです。
魔女である証拠を暴風のように見せつけ、わらわを拒否する気持ちを吹き飛ばし、屈服させればわらわを魔女と認めると思った。前回うまくいきかけたので、もう一息だと思ったのだ。
実際は逆です。バトラ君はあなたの残忍さに呆れ果てていました。そしてゲームの対戦者として登壇したのは、あなたを対等な対戦相手だと認めたからではない。 残忍な魔女の存在を一切認めないという強い敵意に基づいてです。愚かなあなたはバトラ君が対戦者の自覚を持ってくれたことを自分を魔女だと認めさせる第一歩のように感じていたのでしょう。でも実際は全くの逆。バトラ君はあなたを魔女だと絶対に認めないためにあなたのゲームに挑んだのです。浅はかな北風がいくら吹きつけようと旅人はマントをより深く着込むだけ。
That's right. No matter how much the thoughtless north wind blew, the traveler only wore his cloak even tighter. What did I say? Why do you think they give him the name Battler? Cause he do battle. He don't fucking give up.
あなたは大きな間違いを最初から犯しているのです。このゲームはバトラ君を屈服させる拷問などではない。あなたがバトラ君に認めてもらうために努力する試練なのです。
うすうすはよ、気づいてたさ。
前回はバトラ君にとって辛いゲームでした。しかしもう気づいたようですね。今回はあなたにとって辛いゲームです。
わらわはこれからどうすればいいのだ。
Right, she's right. This time it seems like she's the one that's being broken.
あなたが自分で考えるのです。幸いにもあなたはもうゲーム版の駒を降りて新しき魔女に委ねました。じっくりと自らについて思案する時間があるでしょう。
バトラはもう火の塊じゃねえかよ。
Now look at her
魔
cry.
女は認めない。そしてわらわも認めない。これでどうやってバトラに認めてもらうんだよ。
I think I hear her voice quivering too.
北風でダメなら今からのこのこ太陽で照らせっていうのか。このわらわが今さら。
今は10月。ハロウィンの季節ですね。太陽が死に、再び蘇る再生の月です。蘇ったばかりの弱々しい太陽は、冬の木枯らしに遠く及ばないでしょう。しかし、じっくりと成長し、やがては春の訪れを告げることができる。その時、旅人はマントを畳むこともあるかもしれない。
What could... The beautiful hall of the Ushiromiya mansion was covered in a glow golden like gold leaf, and stained deep red with thick spurts of blood. The number of deaths given to Rudolph and Kyrie had long surpassed anything you could count on both your fingers and toes. Wow, so like 21? The witch was breathing so hard, her shoulders shook, but it wasn't because she was tired. She just couldn't hide the ragged breath because caused by her still uncontainable excitement. So she has this much joy just by killing people.
人の生き死にを自由にすることのなんと楽しいことか。無限の魔女の力の前には私が思い描く無限の全てが実現するわ。どんなにぐちゃぐちゃにすりつぶしてやったって私は指を一つ鳴らすだけで元通りにして蘇らせることができる。そして最後に申し訳程度に碑文に沿った死体に戻せばいいんだからね。ねえあんたたち、ぬいぐるみのお腹を裂いたことってある？ないです。45は？いえ、やったことはありません。申し訳ありません。
Why do they have buddy
当然
ears?
よ。普通ないわ。ましてやお気に入りのぬいぐるみだったらなおさらよね。でもずっと思ってた。
I'm sure you have.
こんなにも大好きでふかふかのぬいぐるみの中には何が詰まってるんだろう。いつか覗いてみたいってずっと思ってたわ。
If you cut it and looked inside, your curiosity might be quelled, but the stuffed animal would be broken. So even though you want to see, you can't. You understand that feeling, right?
無限の魔女の力はまさにそれを叶えてくれる力なの。今の私は好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂くことができる。なのに魔法一つでそれを元通りに蘇らせることができるわ。それはつまりこの世のあらゆる制約を打ち破ったということ。今の私には躊躇することも思いとどまることも何もないの。その喜び、誰にもわからないでしょうね。無限の魔女の私以外誰にもわからない。
As the witch let out a euphoric cry, she revived Rudolph and Kiria again. And faster than they could realize it, she killed them right away. Oh, wow. As she made it known that something other than cotton was stuffed inside those two.
Yo sanかエヴァ。
Hey there, Yoshi.
あんたいたの。
In the hall, dude, what? This is young Ava. Does she feel any feelings towards him? In the Hall of Tragedy, Hideyoshi showed himself, his gun readied. I almost forgot about him. The witch had sealed the mansion with a barrier, so Hideyoshi had nowhere to run. He had probably picked up Rudolph or Kiria's gun and come back. It seemed that the gun, which should have been something to be feared, was no longer an object she took seriously now that she was overflowing with magic power. Her bold expression didn't flinch in the slightest.
なんでローザさんやマリアちゃんやルドルフ君やキリエさんまで殺さにゃならんのや。
はあ？私は後ろ宮家の当主にして六軒島の魔女よ。この島では何を起こそうと全ては自由自在。今だけの一瞬を切り取ってその生き死にを問うなど私には無意味なこと。
Hideyoshi was struck speechless by that all too callous response from the witch. Could someone's personality change so much just by finding Ginzo's gold?
どんだけ高く積まれた黄金やったやろな。わしには想像もつかん。お前の正気を失わせるほどのものだったんやろ。だがな、そんなにもたくさんの黄金やったならなして気前よく分けっこしたろって思わんかったんや。
誤解してるわ。あれは全て黄金の魔女のものよ。私以外の誰にも触れる資格はない。
お前は何や？昔聞かせてくれた少女時代の魔女だったエヴァだとでも言うんか？
そうよ。あなたの妻の後ろ宮エヴァの胸の中にずっと住んでいた少女時代の私。そして魔女なの。エヴァは私を忘れることによって大人になったわ。だから魔法が使えない。
誰だって子供の頃には無邪気だけれど残酷な妄想に頭を膨らませることはある。わしかて小さい頃はアリを踏んで回ったりトンボの羽をむしったりして遊んだことがあるわ。しかし命の大切さを学んでそんな残酷な幼年時代から卒業するんや。
Yeah, you're curious as a kid.
今のお前はまさに幼年時代そのものやで。エヴァが卒業したはずの人格なんや。それはエヴァやない、別の人間や。
そうよ。私後ろ宮エヴァじゃない。黄金の魔女ベアトリーチェだもの。楽しいわよ。何の制約も知 しがらみもなく生き死にを自由にできるこの閲楽は本当に素敵。割った金魚鉢を謝らなくていい。そして好きなだけぬいぐるみを裂いていい。私は
A dry sound. It was the sound of Hideyoshi slapping the witch's face. By looking at the hall stained deep red with fresh blood, he should have been able to imagine how terrible the witch was. But without fear, without even hesitating, Hideyoshi had walked determinedly up to her and hit her on the cheek.
アホ！三角ぶるなや。ほんまは臆病者の弱虫のくせに。わしがまた更生させたるわ。このしょわるが。このアホ！アホ！
痛い、ちょっと。
命の大切さとか、儚さとか、そういうのがわかる女やったらな。わしが思い出させたる。何が魔女や。アホ抜かせ。お前はわしの女房の後ろ宮エヴァや。冷蔵庫の残り物でちょいちょいと気の利いたつまみを作れる台所の魔女が先の山や。目を覚まさんかい、このアホんだらが。
後ろ宮エヴァじゃないって言ってるでしょうか。
アホ抜かせ。この
As tears dripped down his face, Hideyoshi kept hitting the witch's head. He wasn't even pointing the gun at her anymore. So, that sound of gunfire couldn't have come from the gun Hideyoshi was holding. The gun, which had fallen in the corner near Rudolph's body, was floating in the air, and smoke lingered near the barrel. And the bullet, a red stain, was slowly spreading across the chest of Hideyoshi's vest. Even though his back was facing the barrel of the gun, the bullet was embedded in Hideyoshi's chest.
だから私はエヴァじゃないと言ってるのに。
Fuck, I skipped his fucking
バカで
dialogue!
うざい男ね。あんたしつこいから第6の番の生贄に変更してあげるわ。どこかのベッドの下に隠れて震えてでもいたなら見逃してやるつもりだったのに、わざわざ戻ってきて本当にバカな男だわ。
Thunk. There was a dull sound as Hideyoshi fell to the floor. Even though he would be able to escape his pain by dying, he resisted that until the last second. And staring straight into the witch's eyes, he passed away. Because he had died without closing his eyes, for a short while, the witch didn't realize that he was dead. And she remained pinned down by that gaze.
こいつも新しいおもちゃにして遊びますにひ。
At those words, the witch finally realized that Hideyoshi was dead.
ああ、そうね。どうしようかしら。
The Chester sisters waited for instructions. On the inside, they imagined an order even more brutal than before from their master. But the expression that rose to the witch's face looked as though she had gotten over her excitement. She looked down at Hideyoshi's face, which still had tears dripping down.
この男のせいですっかり興ざめだわ。もうやめた。ラノウェイ、いる？
はい、ここに。
後片付けをお願い。先代様もうるさいしね。あのババアが納得する程度に綺麗にしておいてちょうだい。一応、先代様への義理で儀式のルールには従うわ。この3人の死体を第4の番から第6の番ってことでお願いね。ルシファー、出番よ。
傲慢のルシファー、ここに。
その3人の死体、ほじくってえぐっといて。
死体をですか？
そうよ。何か不満？
いえ。
The seven sisters of Purgatory had a modest sense of pride. It was the pride of a hunter, the pride of gouging prey that they had brought down themselves. However, being told to gouge a corpse that someone else had brought down ran contrary to that feeling. Of course, that was not the witch's intention, but for the 7 sisters, it was horribly humiliating. However, they had already messed up with 2 of the sisters defeated, so they had no right to question her. Only Renov appreciated that, and he rested his hand on her shoulder in understanding.
ベアトリーチェ様のご命令ですよ。ルシファーは3人を選び、儀式の作法に従い処理をするように。あと、できましたら私のお片付けにも手を貸してください。
かしこまりました。
The witch looked down upon Hideyoshi's corpse, as though implying that this somehow weird atmosphere was all Hideyoshi's fault.
バカな男ね。死なずに済んだのに。あなたどこ？いるわよね。返事をして。
The sound of a loud thunderbolt woke Ava from her nightmare. If Hideyoshi had been gripping her hand at that time, her fearful heart would probably have been instantly healed. However, Hideyoshi, who had sworn that he wouldn't leave even for a moment, was nowhere to be seen in the room. Bitch is tortured. Completely tortured. She's freaking out. Look at how big that shit is getting. It always gets bigger and bigger. Now then, this episode is also going to be like over an hour and a half, so I'm going to end it here. Wow then. Ooh, new trophy. I want to see these new trophies. Can I look at the newest to the 3,000 clicks? This one. You can't possibly have clicked that many times. Advance the messages 30,000 times. I wouldn't put it past Kings. I would play for over 50 hours. Wait a minute. Is this how long the game is? Or why is this supposed to be a joke or something? Dude, I've been on this for over 50 hours already. How long is this game? I'm only on episode 3. There's a couple more that I haven't unlocked. This is the first one. How have I not unlocked it? Dude, what is gonna happen with this fucking new Ava? What is she doing? What is her end goal? What Beatrice was talking about, that's, oh shit, yes, that's what I was very curious about. She said something about how she needs everyone to accept her for complete something. I forgot exactly what it was, but that's very interesting. I'm gonna have to go back and see what that was when I was editing again. That's what I was wondering. She needs Battler to accept her. That much was obvious. We know that. I always wondered why.